Hello, everyone. We are back and we are talking 30 parks in 30 days, another episode. My name is Mike Redman alongside my co host, Darren Redman, and we are talking about the 2025 Toronto Blue Jays, a team that has much potential, team that I believe, has improved from last year. But I think the success of this season is going to depend on some of the guys to step up a little bit from where they were last year. Before we get into all that good stuff, though, Darren, would you mind sharing a word from our sponsors?
Attention Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Are you struggling with tax issues? Whether you're behind on filings, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance, Nashville Tax Solutions is here to help. Their team knows the in and outs of tax relief and they're ready to fight for you. But don't just take Mike's word for it. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to what their clients have told us both. Chris Bennett and his team have saved me from a financial nightmare. They're knowledgeable, they're clear, and they're compassionate. So don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829, visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com, or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve a real solution.
Yes, thank you, Darren, and thank you all the folks at National Tax Solutions. Congratulations once again for that second office. Job well done. And so thanks for all that you do and for supporting this 30 Parks in 30 days. So tonight, like we said, we're going to talk about the Blue Jays. So Darren, I wanted to start, with a 3-4. Let's look at the lineup here, but we're talking about a 3-4 combo that is as good as any other team in baseball. If you're a Met fan, you're thinking potentially a Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, although Soto might be slotted in the 2 spot. But you think back to some of these monster teams in 3 and 4, but we are looking at a team here with a 3-4 with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and then Anthony Santander picked up from the Baltimore Orioles. So that is a big 3-4 punch right in the heart of that lineup, following George Springer and Bo Bichette. So would you place that top 4 with most of these teams in Major League Baseball?
They're one of the reasons why I think they will make the playoffs this year. I mean, who are you going to pitch around? Who do you sacrifice? Because you can't pitch around 4 people. You just can't. And they have power. They have pop. They have good back control. You have, Vlad in his walk year. Bo Bichette is just doing well. It's so well. I mean, that is tremendous front 4. You tell me who's better 1 to 4. Who? I mean, you can tell people are just as good, but who's better? I'll wait.
Yeah. Now, the one you can make an argument, and again, it's just an argument because it doesn't mean you're right. And we're going to sound like homers here because we are Met fans. But the potential.
No, I'm talking about the American League. I'm talking about the American League.
Okay, yeah, American League. Then, yeah, I think decision made for sure. No, absolutely. Now, you may look at Alejandro Kirk. He's in that 5-spot trajectory to go, okay, well, maybe we can pitch around Anthony to get to. So Kirk may not be a guy that gets a high batting average, but the guy's got a lot of power. And so this is a guy you do not want to miss a pitch with. He will knock the ball out of the park in a position that's predominantly not as much offense. So even a little bit of a down year for him compared to 2023, he is still a scary bat in that lineup. So it's a deep lineup. And I believe I don't have it here in front of me, but Calvin Biggio, is he where did he wind up this season?
I don't know. I got to look that up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't see him in the lineup there, but he might be either injured or maybe like coming off the bench this year. But he's a guy that definitely struggled big time last year. So if they get any production from him, if he's still around at the time of this recording, that would be an added plus. But looking at that rotation, so it's anchored by Jose Barrios, right-hand pitcher, Kevin Gausman, Chris Bassett in that 3 spot. And then a name that we all should know is Max Scherzer, a guy who's getting paid over $15 million for the next 3 years from teams that are not named the Toronto Blue Jays. So he's happy with life. Why stop pitching? He enjoys doing it. And I think that, with the Mets,
Biggio's with the Dodgers. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Biggio's with the Dodgers.
Okay. So the Dodgers are picking up everybody in the entire. It's like just like that. I think it was an episode of Friends where Ross goes with Rachel to buy some things from the store, and the girl that's working there has a crush on Ross, so she goes to his apartment, which
Mhm.
again, it's a show, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sure you recognize it because it's the only item left in the store." But with the Dodgers, it seems like we'll take them all, and
We'll take them all. We got room. We got room.
yeah, and because they're deferring the money for who God knows how long, so they don't have to pay them right now, I guess. So that's a that's the thing. So that's the rotation. We got Bowden Francis there. So is there a man in that rotation that sticks out to you this year, or where do you feel that rotation stacks up? You mentioned that you do have them as a playoff team. So maybe not 1 through 3, like super scary in terms of some other teams out there, but 1 through 5,
No.
it's pretty good rotation.
They got a solid B pitching rotation. And I bring up Max Scherzer for this reason. He doesn't have to be the stud anymore. You have Max Scherzer in the 4th or 5th slot. You're doing okay. I mean, you're really doing okay.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And one guy that's not projected to start, another big pickup I like, is Miles Straw, traded from the Guardians. I think he's the guy who can be that kind of like that 10th man that makes an impact on, maybe not, maybe 2, 3, 4 days a week. Good little player. So definitely like that. And really not a lot of subtractions. Jordan Romano and Spencer Horwitz, the only 2 people that of significance on the starters that they lost from last season. So,
and I think, again, staying away from injury, that Anthony Santander will actually be better this year, because who did he have around him with the Orioles? He was like a one-man band. Now he's got protection.
Yeah, that's true, because the other big name from the Orioles was nowhere near him in the lineup, so we can't really say he protected him because he was in the one spot and Santander was, So, so that is what we're looking at in terms of lineup and rotation and things like that. But Darren, let me ask you this: so the Toronto Blue Jays last year, they finished 74 and 88. So you are saying that you do feel like that they're going to make a playoff. So they finished 5th last year, so they would probably have to finish 3rd in that division.
I think that's where they finished. They finished 3rd. Okay. I think the Orioles take a step back, and they replace the Orioles.
And then you have the Rays and Orioles underneath them, probably.
Oh yeah, the Rays. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a long year playing outdoors in the heat in Tampa. I know most of the games are going to be on the road.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for them.
And I can see a lot of 2-0 losses coming the Rays' way, because their rotation is very good, but they still have the same manager that likes to pull people in the 5th or 6th inning. And we're looking like a team like the Dodgers here in 2025, and this with Blake Snell, who seems like years removed from Tampa now, but he was the man, and he constantly was getting pulled 60 pitches, 65 pitches, 6th inning, 5th inning, big games. And so, they couldn't afford to hold on to him, obviously, but this is the guy now, even years removed from that some consider to be the anchor of a super deep rotation. If you have a rotation with Clayton Kershaw as your 6th starter coming back from injury in May, that's just crazy. But we are talking Blue Jays, but just had to point that out. So, but we are talking about a team that is ranked 23rd in farm system. So their top prospect, Ricky Tiedemann, left-handed pitcher, has spoke to a fan recently of the Toronto Blue Jays. And while there's not a lot of people there, he said that blow you away. They've got a lot of good people coming, a lot of good support. So this is a team to be excited about. This is a team that's better than they're probably going to be last year, barring injuries, of course. If you have injuries, you can't predict, that kind of thing. But again, it's a scary lineup. I think they're going to do some damage, and you just got to get into the playoffs. It doesn't matter where you finish. You just got to get in. So final thoughts on, as we wrap things up here, on the Toronto Blue Jays 2025?
You can't sleep on the Blue Jays, and they were very aggressive. They were aggressively going after Juan Soto. They more than took a cursory look at Pete Alonso. They're going to be in this hunt, and you better bring your A game when you play against the Toronto Blue Jays this year.
Yep, and my final thought: if the Toronto Blue Jays are in it come trade deadline, be careful. They're going to make a splash, and we'll see who that would be. So thank you guys for watching another episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. Continue to watch this series. We've got a lot of great content coming your way. So until next time, we will see you around the ballpark. Bye, guys.